Hi again, first grade. In our last video, we began learning about Ruby Bridges. We know that Ruby Bridges was growing up in a time where black children and white children were not allowed to go to school together, and that she took a test that was going to allow her to start school at the William Frantz School, which was an all-white school. Today, we're going to learn about some positive character traits that Ruby Bridges displayed. So our learning target is I can describe the positive character traits that Ruby Bridges displayed. When Ruby started first grade, U.S. Marshals took her to and from school and protected her from the angry white people. U.S. Marshals are kind of like police or security guards, and so in order to keep Ruby safe, they had to walk her to the school and back home from the school. Ruby had to be very brave. That is our character trait for Ruby Bridges. She was very brave. As Ruby walked to school, many of the white parents and their kids were outside the school protesting. They were yelling and holding up signs. On the first day of school, Ruby and her mom sat in the office for the whole day. Ruby saw some people dragging their white kids out of the classrooms because they didn't want their kids going to the same school as a black kid. Ruby and her family faced racism in many ways. Racism is when someone treats you unfairly just because of the color of your skin. On Ruby's second day of school, a woman threatened to poison her. After that, the federal marshals only allowed her to eat food that came from home. For the rest of the school year, Ruby was the only person in her class. She was taught on a whole different floor than all the other kids. Her teacher's name was Mrs. Henry. She was very kind and loving. This is actually a picture of Ruby Bridges and her teacher. The principal and many teachers also didn't think Ruby should be taught with the white children. At first, this didn't bother Ruby, but after a while she wondered why she couldn't be with the other children. But not everyone was against desegregation. Some white families continued to send their children to school and ignored the protesters. Ruby's father was offered a new job. Their neighbors and friends helped the family by watching their house, helping them babysit, and walking with Ruby to school. After first grade, things became a little more normal for Ruby. Federal marshals no longer had to walk her to school, and she attended classes with both black and white students. Today we learned that a positive character trait that describes Ruby Bridges is brave. Your assignment is to write about a time that you had to be brave in your notebook.